This is Dave Daly with MobileDeviceTV.com. We're here today at Senior Fair 2019, Chinook Winds Casino Resort. We have the honor of talking today with our Oregon State Senator, Arnie Roblan. And Senator Roblan, people commingling around, how's the event been today?
It's a great place to be. There's lots of seniors from all over our county and actually other places. They've heard about this. It's been going on for a number of years, and I think it's one of those regular events people like to come to. So you can meet with health professionals from all over, get your flu shots, your pneumonia shots. There are just so many things to do.
Wow, you drove up today from Southern Oregon. How was the drive? And that coastal drive is never boring, is it?
It's always a beautiful drive, and today the roads were pretty clear because I got out early, and so it is fun to drive along the coast and see the ocean and recognize we live in one of the most beautiful places in the world, and it is just a pleasure to take the 3.5-hour drive up here.
You crossed many bridges. There's a lot of infrastructure that's on top of mind of a lot of our coastal communities, and we had an economic summit talking about infrastructure and collaborations. And what's an update for our community about these bridges and what our plans are for the future?
So there's been a lot of work done at the legislature. In 2017, we passed a bill numbered 2017 that had to do with a $5 billion investment in infrastructure around Oregon. And they're working on that. They've been working on bridges up and down Oregon. If you've been trying to get across the bridge at Newport or the bridge at Coos Bay, you'll see the work that's going on to make them better prepared for the eventual Cascadia event. They're also spending a lot of time in Central Oregon because they know if they harden that road, then there is always a north-south corridor that people can get through even after a big earthquake because they don't expect to have the earthquake there. So it's a combination across the state and trying to figure out how do we make sure we are more resilient than we have been in the past. I-5, they've been working on those bridges too. So there's a lot of investment going on in the infrastructure up and down the coast. There's also a lot of infrastructure conversations about how do we have water sources for people. What happens if a dam goes down? We got money for the Newport Dam. We're trying to make sure we can get that working, and some other issues with other infrastructure. So sewer, water, all of those things are on the people's mind right now. We're trying to figure out how do we make ourselves as resilient as we possibly can, and when in fact the big earthquake comes.
As you're attending many events around Oregon and working on the interests of our community, what's the best way for folks watching this interview or to follow up with your staff? What's the best way to reach you?
So, we do have a website, and there's a way to get a hold of us there. There is also Facebook. We also have an address at the Capitol, and people send us a lot of letters that way.
Nice.
Most of our local newspapers up and down the coast print that information out fairly regularly on how to get a hold of us. And there's also go to the state website. You can find our phone number of our office. You can call us. There's many ways to get a hold of us, and we encourage people to let us know what's going on.
And in closing, we are hosted today by the Confederated Tribes of Siletz, Chinook Winds Casino Resort. What do you want to say to the wonderful relation we have here with our tribal members?
It's really been exciting for me. It's been an important part of my career in the legislature. I was assigned very early to the Legislative Commission on Indian Services, which deals with all 9 tribes. And my district has 4 of the 9 tribes in it. And so those relationships have been growing stronger and stronger. When we have our Coastal Caucus Economic Summit, which just got over about a month ago, it is always hosted at one of the 4 casinos at the tribes because they have been gracious enough to give us the use of their facilities while we bring 600 people to the coast to hear from agencies and other people all around the state.
Well, it's a true spirit of collaboration to be hosted by our friends at Chinook Winds Casino Resort. And then in closing, Roger Robinson with KBCH organizes this event, cares so much about Lincoln City. If there's a fund drive for kids' school supplies, Roger's behind it. And what do you want to say to Roger and his wife for being such a champion of Lincoln City issues?
It's really impressive for me to have community leaders like Roger who make a difference every day. When you look around this senior fair and you see backpacks for kids and you see churches doing raffles to get some more money to help people and help the homeless, to work with everybody that's here. It is the heroes of communities, the individual local people that really make a difference, and Roger is one of those.
Well, in closing, thank you for you and all the miles you put and hours you put into our interest. And please express to your wife, Arlene, for all her support behind the scenes. We appreciate you out there for us, but it's a toll sometimes on family and the efforts you dedicate to our community. So please express to them how appreciative we are, Arnie.
Thank you very much, and we will make sure that she gets the message.
All right. Thank you very much, and I'll put contact information for Senator Roblan here on screen. And I'm Dave Daly with Mobile Dice TV here at Senior Fair 2019.